guys, welcome back to the Dance of Evolving. I'm Anna, and if you're new to the channel, I focus on living an intentional life as a walking spirit in a human experience. We are human beings, but we are a spirit truly, and the eyes are windows to the soul. And to be able to live a life with alignment and to know what that feels like, alignment of the mind, the body, and soul, to be able to move and breathe and have our being as purpose, to not feel like we have to go chase our purpose, but to know our harmony within each moment of each day and to catch ourselves when we're off and really move in this planet as a walking prayer. So any insights that I have, I like to share with you guys. Sometimes I'll do some oracle readings, like, just a daily message. And other times I don't know, throw in some exercises. And because that's all about alignment, body movement is so huge. And even some dancing. But today's focus, I want to give some information about the importance of developing a different approach to managing our minds. And focus on enjoying the journey and understanding how our minds can keep us from doing that. So Michael Singer is an amazing author, and his first book, Untethered Soul, really changed my perception. He's had multiple books after that, but he really inspired me to talk about this today because a short podcast that he released recently helped me realize that we are in a constant fight with our mind if we are not aware of this on a daily basis. And to realize that our mind is like the weather. Sometimes it's stormy, sometimes it's sunny, sometimes there are tornadoes, and sometimes it's like the best day ever. But that shouldn't change our journey. The mind this planet is cause and effect, and the mind has a cause for everything that it does, for every thought that it produces. Our mind has a cause for it. And to know that we can actually dig deep enough to find these causes is huge. So to start to actually just notice and observe with curiosity the talking that we have within our head. We have all of these forces that are causing our mind to be a certain way, and actually that change the trajectory of our perception of life, our path in life, and the way that we interact with other people. And where the real change starts and where our real spiritual journey starts, and that's where life begins, is to go to the root of the mind and really start to ask with curiosity, why is it doing what it's doing? And because truly our mind is the anchor binding our soul to a situation or a specific outcome. Because if we really truly ask ourselves, like, why do we like some things and then we don't like some things? Why do we change our mind? I mean, I didn't like onions till I was 30. I mean, I had such a strong preference. And then all of a sudden, I'm digging onions. Like, why do we have such preferences in life? And honestly, whether it's about onions or it's about who we're on a date with or what career we have, the truth is, the real root of this is we care about the outcome. We want to try to control the outcome. I mean, let's think about all of the things that we worry about. I mean, it's so many things. And just for example, like if we go on a date, that person's going to like us, what they're thinking, if they're going to call us after that. Or if work, we care if we get a raise or if we succeed or if we get yelled at. There's always a way that we want things to be in our human experience with our intellectual mind that is really run by subconscious experiences and how we think things need to be for us to be okay. This active mind actually keeps us from being in the experience in front of us with both feet planted and doing our best, because our mind is too active to actually be able to be in that flow. And we're constantly thinking how we want it or how to get what we want, or, who's rooting for us, who isn't, how do we need to protect ourselves? I don't know what could get in the way. All these things we care about have to do with the outcome. And in all reality, we don't control outcomes. We don't. And we can just challenge all of these thoughts that we have with curiosity. As long as you care about the outcome, you're going to have constant worries. Constant worries. And so let's go back to the date scenario. Let's say you go on a date and you can approach this date one of two ways. You could worry constantly. You're getting nervous when you're getting ready. What are they going to think about me? I wonder if this outfit's okay. Checking their social media ahead of time, worried about if they're going to go on another date right after they're done with the date with you. You're having all of these thoughts, and the root is that you care about the outcome of the date. And in all reality, the date is you're spending a few hours together with another human being who's also a living, breathing soul. And really, you're not there for the experience. You're there for the outcome. And then you don't even get to have both feet planted and truly with your soul essence there in that event. And you're worried about if you're rejected, if you're going to be accepted. And really, it's just two people spending a few times together. Let's just see how it goes and try your best. It's natural to act this way, but it's not healthy. We have been programmed to act this way. Things are what they are. Whether our intellectual mind or our 3D self wants it that way. And we can just walk into an experience. We can enjoy the experience. Take it in. Grow. And then be like, what's the next thing? And then as we continue to question, my throat's been a little scratchy. As we continue to question all of these thoughts that come up that are connected to how we want certain outcomes, well, we can just continue to question why. And we can accept reality as it is, interact with reality, and go about our business enjoying life. Now, when I first heard this, I'm like, well, how do I actually do this? Because I have so many thoughts that have to do with all the outcomes that I want. How is this possible? Well, I've spoken about radical acceptance before, and this is a whole new level of radical acceptance. Because the reason why, get to the root of why we want certain outcomes, is because we're not okay. Internally, we need something to be a certain way to feel okay. So let's go back to the date scenario again. Let's think, well, why did you even ask or agree to go on the date? You needed something to be okay. You thought it would make you okay. But then, if they didn't do exactly what you thought the outcome you wanted it to be, well then, all of a sudden you're not okay. And now you need something else. When we don't have the reality that we can easily just not be okay and need other things externally to try to make us feel okay, all of our interactions will be using everybody or everything outside of us to continue to try to be okay. It is a daunting journey, and it's not enjoying life. And so you think, well, then how do I be okay? Well, you think of all these fears, start to observe them, start to think of all the worries, and start to observe yourself trying to get things or to avoid things, then meaning suppressing them. And really, with observation, hold space for what you're doing, but stop feeding it. And look at the reality that you can be in a moment and you can do the best that you can. And grasp the fact that, hey, I'm not okay in there and I'm catching myself in a pattern. But it's okay to not be okay and to be aware of it, and then to accept the fact that the world owes me nothing. So I just really had this reality, okay, I'm not okay. I want to feel a certain way. but I can't look externally, take this in, for something that is an internal problem. And I started to think about interactions, so many interactions, where we are exchanging energies with each other, or even just exchanging energies, even just looking for things externally to be okay. The world was not created to fix my problems or your problems. The world's going on with forces of nature, cause and effect. And people and the world did not cause my problems or your problems. And it is not their responsibility or the world's responsibility to solve my problems or your problems for not being okay. It's an inner problem. There's an inner solution. Inner solution is the only way to fix an inner problem. And I am facing this reality. Like, I hit a brick wall. I was like, whoa. So much that I will not look externally anymore for not being okay. It is a type of surrender that is probably one of the most liberating. And I am so thankful for this awareness. And this is why I am recording this video, because if anyone else who I know, or even who I don't know, can watch this and start to grasp what I'm saying, and to just start to look within and to hear yourself, and to know that we can fix the problems inside of us. We have everything we need. We are the medicine. And nobody owes us anything. And constantly grabbing for things on the outside, it's like a temporary Band-Aid. And the Band-Aid does not stick. And it's going to be constant struggles to try to keep it that way. Because let's really think about it, when we depend on other people to make us feel a certain way. If you are in a marriage, if you are in a relationship, if you're in a friendship, it doesn't matter what type of relationship it is. If your dependency is on that other person to make you feel okay, that's externally trying to fix an internal problem, and that's not fair to the other person. That other person is also probably not okay in whatever way he or she is experiencing in that moment. And to need that energy from them to feel internally okay for you, it's not the way that this life has harmony, and it's not the way to heal. Life is supposed to be harmonious, and it all takes just the willingness to look inside and to think, you know what is this moment? How can I do the best that I can with the consciousness that I have in this moment? And I could care less about the outcomes. I'm going to release what I cannot control, and I'll do the best, whether I'm brushing my teeth, whether I'm at my job, whether I'm listening to my mother on the phone, and we are having an interaction that I can be fully focused on and cherish, or whether I'm driving my car to Publix grocery store. I am harmonious in that moment and doing the best that I can. And my mind isn't going 500 different ways, worrying about the outcomes of all the other things that actually get me out of the present moment. So then life becomes a beautiful dance of enjoying, experiencing, expressing, and serving, but not taking. You can show up. Even I've just recently started to truly experience this, and it's beautiful. I love to dance, and I'll be very transparent. I used to go places out in public to take from these places. And what I mean, I don't mean take physically things, but I mean my purpose. I'm always like, what's my why? And I ask myself that when I'm even in the moment and walking into a place, why did I leave my home, and why am I going somewhere? If it's to truly connect with friends, boom, that's what I'm doing. Magnify joy, boom, that's what I'm doing. Whatever my why is, I'm not there to take, meaning I'm not there to externally get validation from people to feel okay within me, to try to get attention. I'm not there to go get drinks or do things to escape and cope. That's taking externally. I'm here and I'm present. And then when I know that I'm not okay, I step away because I don't want to take from others or change the harmony of a room. Because when we are in true harmony and alignment, guys, our energy is amazing. It's amazing. Other people, it affects other people, you just being you, harmoniously in your living, breathing purpose as a soul. And I have not mastered this every moment, no. But the little tiny moments that I do, I'm like, whoa, it is beautiful. And it is why I woke up. So I am dedicated to finding this and to know it's okay to not be okay. We're all not okay. Sorry, but we're not. If anybody tries to say that they're perfectly okay all the time, not true, because they're not. We are constantly fighting our primal, our egos, and it's not an evil thing. We can walk through and understand polarities and things that we do and thoughts that we have and know that our spirit, our soul are not those things. But be able to observe them and learn from these patterns and layer by layer by layer, actually understand who we are and why we're on this planet. And then let go of so many fears that ran our life. So it's okay to realize that it's okay to not be okay. Your thoughts can be signals for you to uncover layer upon layer each day of what's not okay. That's literally why I wake up each day, and then just to enjoy and experience what's in front of me, doing my best. You don't have to try to solve it and figure it out, but just notice patterns and cease to use things to be okay and to try to feel comfortable. But be comfortable with not being okay and walking through it and holding space for it. Sit with it, look at it. And even question, I'm like, well, why would I not be okay with that? And I've even really faced, this might sound morbid, but guys, it's true. We're on a planet that's rotating. There are so many beautiful things going on that are going on outside of our control. We're all going to die one day. It's inevitable. Why not release all of these things that we're trying to grasp onto to control to feel okay and actually experience life the way it's intended? And step out into this world as our actual soul essence and learn what that feels like. And begin to, care about your life. Yeah. Care about your life in a whole different way. But you don't care anymore about the outcomes that you're trying to control, because you're going to understand that it's not something to try to control, and it actually keeps you from living. And do the best that you can for the sheer joy of doing the best that you can. Think about if somebody asks you to go in and jam for an audition or to try out, and then you're just not scared because you don't care about the outcome. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. I just recently started DJing school, and I observed myself with this because I was nervous and I cared. I cared about the outcome. And I thought, well, what a beautiful experience that I'm walking into. I'm learning something. My mind is evolving in a way that's new, and I'm drawn to this. So why not just experience it as it is and let go and even be vulnerable with my worries and connect with other people and just let go of my fears and enjoy it and just do the best that I can and have sheer joy for doing the best that I can, and knowing that whatever outcomes come about, they're going to come about anyway, and I might as well just enjoy it. And really ask myself daily. And guys, if you want to ask yourself, Are you enjoying the experience of life? We're all going to die, so it would be pretty foolish to not enjoy life. I have taken on the mantra that I learned from Michael Singer. He has one, he just says, I'm indifferent. He lets go of all of his preferences. You know, we think, oh, our preferences and all these things that we prefer and we like make us our personality. Our personality evolves all the time through our awareness, which, by the way, self-awareness is the best gift we can give the world. Well, alignment through self-awareness actually is, because then we're walking in this purpose. But to have a mantra, I'm indifferent. I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm indifferent. Let's just see what unfolds with today. And it's not a lazy thing. You let go of any part that cares about the outcome. But you are in life with both feet planted, and you enjoy it without these preconceived notions about what needs to happen. And then you start dealing with a deeper part of you. And you understand, yeah, this planet's spinning. We will all perish. Are we enjoying the journey? Because that's when we'll actually daily see things in front of us that will blow our mind. And I'm starting to experience it now. We're given this life. We become fools without enjoying it in the constant quest for all the things that we think will make us enjoy it. So to kind of wrap it up, just do the best that you can in the moment. Let go of fears and move in love. And whether you're sweeping the floor, you know, you're running cross country, no matter what you're doing, but there's no winning or losing. Do it with your soul essence and let go of any part or layer that can't get with that program of letting go of outcomes, and observe that part of you that can't get with that program without feeding it. Just observe it, hold space for it, and gain consciousness more and more each day. You know, I thought about a pretty heavy duty scenario that kind of reflected this. My mom had a growth on her face last year, actually, right around this time. And she had to wait, you know, months to see if it was cancerous. And to be able to wait daily and do the best that you can without worrying, without needing to know an outcome. She was able to do that. And use those 3 months meaningfully, you know, those 1, 2, 3 months meaningfully. And to be able to, and so say, you know, you let go of the outcomes, and those are your last 3 months, but you use them in the most meaningful ways. And they're not your last 3 months. And you still were able to grow. And in all reality, your nervous system was able to work along with you in the healing process, whether or not. The main thing is because we can't control these things. And doing the best that we can would be moving and breathing in purpose. So that goes with the way that we move in what we feed our body, the way we interact with people. And let me tell you, letting go of all these worries is going to promote healing. Everything can be like this, though. If we drop worrying about the past, and drop giving our energies about even the worries about the future, life becomes more simple, and life happens for you. And the highs and lows, all the experiences, you catch on to all the joys of why this experience is in front of you. No one then disappoints you. And I'm still moving toward this, and I catch myself when I am disappointed. But you drop the expectation of outcomes. And all of the wasted energy, this is what blows me away, all of that wasted energy is now centered inside of you. I mean, talk about all your chakras being activated and you living and breathing with like energy. This is just, I mean, in the last 3 or 4 days, I'm like mind blown with what's happening. But the more that I let go of these worries, and the more that I stand in my truth, and the more that I observe myself in situations, and I change patterns. So I encourage you, just do the best that you can. Don't judge what you're doing or how you did. Just let the rest go. know that we have done the best that we could in all aspects of life at the level of consciousness that we are at. And right now, when we're gaining consciousness, this gives us more opportunity to observe ourselves, observe our patterns, to layer by layer, as God brings something up and we notice that we're worrying and that we need a certain outcome, we can hold space for this and not feed these worries anymore, and just do the best that we can. And not asking for anything back while we do it, but just enjoying life with the sheer fact of doing the best that you can. And when you live like this, you impact those around you. Literally, your life is a ministry, because every day your life is transformational. You are evolving every day. And every day I find something new about myself that I'm not. And it's like God lifts me up and I see myself, my 3D self down here, and I'm like, oh. And it's like there's no turning back in that layer. But I can only handle certain layers at certain times. And, I don't need to control that. But I see this curriculum as it comes up for me every day. We are in the school of life. We all have a beautiful curriculum when we're ready to let go of this worry. So to let go of the fight with our mind. We have been given an intricate body and an intricate mind. But these tools, they matter. And they will perish one day. Our soul inside of this vessel is trying to speak. And the mind is a signal for a lot of the things that keep us from moving and walking with both feet planted and experiencing what's truly in front of us. And there are beautiful things in front of us each day. I want to end with this quick analogy. I even think of like a wild rose and how beautiful, really any flowers budding and blooming and the petals falling. But I think of those layers as like the petals falling. And then it's almost like, and we just, had Easter. It's like a resurrection is like our soul, our spirit's resurrected as we take this initiative to work with our divine source to walk on this planet as a moving purpose and impacting everyone around us just by having a willingness to observe our thoughts and to let go of all of these needs for outcomes to try to make us feel okay. It's okay to not be okay. Let's observe why we're not okay and let's walk through it. So I hope that was helpful. Please leave any comments below. If you have any questions or comments, or if this resonated with you, if you're like, oh my gosh, I totally feel this too. I would love to interact with you guys. And later this week, I do want to do an oracle reading, actually from the Rumi Oracle deck, because I picked one card and it actually went perfectly with this. Oh, I was going to say with the rose, with the petals falling, think about the thorns. The thorns are also like, that's our worries. And so I actually did a reading today for myself, and that came out, and it's so aligned with this. So I'll jump on this week and share that with you guys. All right. Peace and love to you guys, and may the light in me and the light in you continue to shine, and anything that keeps that from shining. May we remember that we're all one, and when we find harmony within each moment, within our soul, and let go of the outcomes that we have on each other and the needs that we're projecting to be okay, that we're all going to be able to grow. If you have not subscribed yet and you like this content, please do so, and share if you think anyone else would like this. And the notifications button will also be helpful. I am a little bit inconsistent with when I put these videos up, but I'll probably up my game more as I am looking within and finding the capacity to do so. But I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon.